Hello, hello, welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. I'm your host. And here we have a 1541. Well, actually, it just says a single floppy disk. That's all it says. My Commodore. I don't believe I've ever seen this rather simplified packaging. There's definitely. It is Canadian. So are these. It is a sleeve. You gotta be careful when you take off the sleeve that things don't fall. Okay, come on. Okay, nothing has fallen. This drive came from KMART. There's still a price sticker on it. Okay, I'll set that carefully there. Once again, I never remember seeing this very white packaging. Okay, well, I think I have this upside down. There's a hole in the packaging. I don't know why, but there is. Things happen. Ta-da! Styrofoam off. We have a power cable. Oh yeah, which has suitably got some remnants of styrofoam on it. And where's the black cable? And a serial cable attached, wrapped up tight. And here in a plastic bag, is a 1541. Once again, I don't want to drop everything. We'll get it out of the bag. And put the bag right there with the packaging. And here it is. It is lovely. Very lovely. And it even has inside of it, two things. That's rare. It has this to protect the head, and it has another disc. Zaxxon, Beachhead, Zeppelin, Moon Patrol. Wow, I've never seen two things sort of jammed in like that. I'll set that aside. Now, I suppose, as I look here, this is strange. What have I done? There it is. I do not always open things up before turning them on, which is perhaps not wise, because you never know. There could be something lurking. There could be. So these are, of course, Phillips screws, and they go deep into the cavity. So you need a screwdriver with a long shaft, not a stubby. And you basically unscrew. They're until you feel like the stuff. There's a lot of threads on these. So I will dump this towards the table so as not to lose any screws. Hopefully the screws are all released. And they seem to be. Set that over there. Oh, it almost has that new disk drive smell. But not all the screws have fallen out. I like to get them out because then I know that they're out. And it makes it. Oh, there's one. Okay, so there are 4. Now, so here it is. And of course it has this big shielding thing. That too is another adventure, which, you know what, I really don't have to take it off, but I'm going to, because then you can see, oh, don't be falling. You can see much better what's going on. Like, I don't see any mouse nests or spider webs. And don't laugh, these things happen. They do. But this thing here, does make it much harder to see the circuit board. And there it is. It is not the oldest by any means. See here on the rails at the side, there are screws here. Places to put other things in because there was a longer version of the board. This is a shorter version. Not the shortest by any means. Anyway, and as I look around, there's a couple of support chips in sockets, which is not typical, but not unusual. And it looks very clean. And all of the main chips, except for one, are indeed in sockets. It looks like the only one that is not is the TMM2016. Now there's another thing I notice here. Strange, this. Well, maybe not. There has been somebody inside here. The place where you can change the device number are these little pads. Excuse me, sorry. They look like circles with a little thing down the middle. And it's interesting because one set of these is cut. Or is it just permanently like that? I don't know. And another one over here, there's a big blob of solder on. Which means that maybe this is not a device H, or maybe it is, but it was switched back. I don't know. There are, I think, 3 places where you might find these little things on the board. And on I've lost track of on which version of which board which is what. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Now the next test, of course, is, and we might as well use the cables that came with it. Reuniting. Okay. So here we have the power cable. And remember, this power cable for 1541 is just a typical power cable. There's nothing special. I laugh. I've said this many times. I laugh when people say, 1541 disk drive, don't have the power supply, can't test it. Well, they may not have other ways to test it, but the power supply is inside. The power cord is a typical North American thing. I'm sure it's different overseas, but it's a typical thing that we use here. And you plug it in, and away you go. Okay. All right, we're plugged in. The drive is off. The plug is in. Oh, this is a pivotal moment in time. I'll hold it up so you can see what happens, if anything. Aha. Okay. Something is definitely not right here. Oh, maybe I just missed it. Well, I don't think the drive is spinning. I don't think so. I didn't hear it spin. I'm going to put a disc in. Oh, I don't believe it is. I did not hear the spinning sound. I'm going to pull all these plugs off over here. Just reseat them. This, I suspect, will make no difference. No, it is not spinning. It's funny, the lights are coming on, as they probably should, but it is not spinning. Interesting. Well, it's a good thing that most of the chips are in sockets. I will plug this in, but I know, hello, why can't I get that in? There we go. I know that this will make no difference, no appreciable difference. So I'm going to turn this off and plug this in, which is not necessarily necessary, but I will. Okay, and I will turn it on. Okay, the drive's on. I'll turn on the 64. The drive resets. Well, the head is moving. I heard the head move, but the drive is not spinning. Interesting. Well, I'll write a little program here. This will force the drive to bang the head and do things. And another thing I'm going to try, if I can, and it's hard to get at this, I'm going to try to just give the spindle a spin. I've just got a screwdriver I've jammed in here. So the drive is banging the head, but it is not spinning. Now there's always the possibility, see there should be a belt. I did not intend for this to get this in depth. There should be a belt in there that should be helping things spin. And it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to try to use this other phone and turn on the light. And with all these lines in the way, I do think I do see a belt there. But the drive is not spinning. But it is surely banging the head. Well, this is always interesting. Let's go to Google. 1541 disk drive. Will not spin. Well, here's something. 1541 disk drive, not spinning with floppy disk inside. Accept all cookies. Alright, just a moment. Time to get out the spectacles. Ugh. I have a 1541, yeah. When I check the logic board, I deleted 2. The main issue is going to pull floppy disk in and run a command. The drive mechanism does not turn. But the drive does turn without... Okay, well this is different. Alright, I think this is different. I think we will back up. Oh. Drive will not spin. My 1541 drive motor will not spin. The drive seems to be committing incorrectly. The light flashes briefly when it's turned on. Interesting. But the motor does not spin. When I turn on or load a program, motor appears to spin freely when turned by hand. Any chips? It can be a number of things, according to Ray Carlson's notes. It can be the motor controller, UC1, or the VIA, UC3. If two VIAs, UC2, are socketed, swap them. Huh. That makes sense. C15 is notorious for failing in shorting. No motor spin. I have replaced more C15 caps than any other board failure on a 1541. I changed it out first. C15. Oh, I don't know where that is. But all I'm tempted to do right now is stop this from running. If I can. There, okay. And turn this off. And, yes, indeed, I did ponder this. There are indeed 2 6522 chips in here. There are. These little weenie capacitors, which are very necessary, are also difficult. Because they get in the way. You don't want to hurt them, but you got to get the chip puller in there underneath the chip so you can get the chip out. But that is this is coming out tough. Okay, so there we have a 6522 chip. I'm going to keep that over here so I know it came out of the bottom side, because these chips are identical looking. With great care and reverence, I release you. At least I think I do. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay. There's another 6522. Back that off. Line it up. Push it in. Okay, here's the one that was in the other place. The other socket. Put it in. Turn it on. No change. Well, it's... Oh, where'd the cursor go? Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. So we have no spin. Well, now the cursor has gone away. Okay, there could be troubles with the 64. There could be. Unless, oh, well, you know what it could also be. Oh, no, ho, ho, ho. The 64 is freezing up. Aha, that's why we turn things on and leave them on. Let's see if this makes a difference. Which I don't believe it will. Okay, will this come back? No, it will not. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this on and just see if the cursor stops cursoring around. I definitely see signs of flicker in there. But it is not locking up at this time. I wonder if that is something to do with the 1540. Oh yeah, I see flicker. I see flicker. Interesting. Okay, so this drive is having issues. And how do we figure out what those issues might be? Well, the drive consists of basically, in gross terms, 3 parts. The drive, the power supply, and the circuit board. Oh. And so, if we isolate those things, and you know what, it's, from what I found, it's never the power supply. I'm going to turn this back on. It is on. And I'll just see if anything gets remarkably warm. Oh, sorry, there's another chip that is not socketed here. Now it's interesting, this thing has three little chips that are socketed. So maybe it's had some work over the years. Maybe. It's funny, this seems to be fine now. Interesting. I wonder, does it have something to do with being connected? Very strange. Anyway, what we need to do to test this further is try another circuit board, try another drive, and see what's happening. Because with another circuit board, If the drive works, we know the problem is on the circuit board. If we try another drive and the drive doesn't spin, what am I saying? You know. Anyway, isolate, isolate, isolate. But still, the 64 seems fine. Very strange. Perhaps we need to torture it more. Let's pick a different character here. Instead of the X, let's do... Is that what I want? No, not really, but we'll do that. There. Yeah, this definitely has the flicker. Wow. A flickery 64. And a disk drive. That's weird. Okay, well, what to do? I'm not sure I want to start on major surgery on this drive exactly at this moment. I am interested to find where is C15? There's C13. It must be somewhere. It's funny how on these boards there's so much. I mean, there's the main chips, but there's all these little support things. C13, C14. It's gotta be right here. Oh, there it is, C15. Way at the front. Interesting. If it's bad, no spin. It almost looks like a little planetarium thing. Alright, are we still on? We're still on. Let's check things for heat. Woo! Something goes. Oh yeah, there's a 6522. Like generally, I say, if something hurts, something is hurting your fingers, it could be the place to start. But a lot of these here. Are feeling kind of hot. Oh, okay, the 64 has frozen. It's time to very quickly take out the cartridge, after turning the machine off, of course, putting in the Des Test Max, and turning that on and leaving it on, and seeing what's what. Alright, so, out of this unboxing, we have a 64 that seems fine, but it's locking up. We have a 1541 that won't spin. We're going to leave that connected here. And see what's what. Indeedy, we shall see. So, I am tempted, of course, to continue with the unboxing exercises. So I'm going to turn the drive off, disconnect the cords. Wait, come on, cord. Some cords are pretty tight. They are. Okay. Put that up there. Put this up here. Take the glasses off. And continue with the next unboxing. And yes, I suppose what I should be doing really, besides tidying up in here, which I really desperately need to do, is just when something gets on here, I either deal with it completely or I don't. Anything going on over there? Still testing. Interesting. Yes, get something like figured, sorted, resolved, move it on. Move it out. But, I gotta, like, I'm here, I've got the last 2 feet of space here. I've gotta tidy up. So I'm gonna leave this testing on the Matthew Desmond's Des Test, which is a wonderful thing. It mostly does RAM things. But RAM is mighty important. Mighty important. Alright, enough. We'll see you again soon. And we'll see what we can figure out with this. And with the 1541. But next up, VIC-20 in a box. So thanks for coming. Have a lovely day. David Bradley signing off. I'm your host. Bye for now.